Greetings, blessed love, and a mighty royal welcome to my channel. This is I am Life and Light Productions, and Just Sparks. I am your host. Today's topic of discussion is how to speak with authority. As it's written that Christ spoke with authority as one having authority and not as the scribes and the Pharisees. Then you can reflect on man was created to have dominion over the works of the hands of God. You see it? And then when you look into creation, you don't really see that dominion which man should have over creation. So how to speak with authority. So in my meditation, the thought came that in order to speak with authority, you must first think with authority. And in order to think with authority, you have to be in a place of authority. Now, Christ said, I and my Father are one. So when you look at that saying, you realize that Christ and the Father is one being. Just as if I say, I and my Father, which is God, are one being. Therefore, we are no longer two. Therefore, I am God. You see it? Now, when you look at it like that, you realize that you are in the place of authority. For if you are God, then you are all the authority there is. For there is nothing outside of God, outside of the Creator, the Most High. There is nothing outside of yourself. You see it? So, to speak with authority, one must make himself one with the authority, which is God. And the place of authority where you must dwell is your state of mind. And from there, you will be able to think with authority and therefore speak with authority, having authority over the things that are in creation. For remember, what did they crucify Jesus Christ for? For they didn't crucify him for any of the good works that he did, none of the healings, none of the miracles that he performed. He was not crucified for those things. But because he, being man, made himself one with God, as saying he is the Son of God. And if we be the sons of God, then we are God. For the Son is the same as the Father. They are one. You see it? So if we be the children of God, we are also gods. As it's written in the law, ye are gods. And if you are called gods to whom the word of God came, how then can it be blasphemy for one to say that I am God? It's the same thing they did to Christ. Say that it's blasphemy he's speaking and seek to kill him. seek to crucify him, seek to get rid of him. Because if you take on the concept that I am God and that you have control over your very creation, your very existence, your very experience, then you don't need nothing outside of yourself. And it's confidence in your word and speaking your word with authority that will give you strength over all things. For a lot of people think that all these diseases and thing in the world is coming from food and pollution. But it's not coming from food and pollution. It's coming from the words that men speak and the thoughts that man think. That is how these diseases or diseases are coming upon man, and not the food that they eat. You see it? It's the very word that they speak. For it is written, it's not what you eat that defile you. For what you eat goeth into the mouth and into the stomach and out through the draught, purging all meat. What defiles a man is that which cometh out of his mouth, for it cometh from his heart, the center of his thoughts, and that defileth a man. Now, we must also add to what builds a man and makes a man is that which comes out of his mouth, for it cometh from his heart, same way. For the word that he speak is life unto himself, whether it be good or whether it be evil. And this is the teachings that Christ came with, that we must deify ourselves and become God, which we are God. So we must acknowledge it rather than become it, because we are it. So we must acknowledge that we are God in order to gain that authority to speak over our life and manifest the things them that we desire to manifest in our life. We are gods. We are the very existence of God. Yes, right? And it's up for a one to identify, You see it. Either you identify with your spirit, which is the I am within your mind space, or you identify with your flesh, which is earthly man. You see it, my people. So Christ never identified with his flesh. He said he had power to lay it down and pick it up again. That the flesh didn't have power over him, but he had power over the flesh. You see it, my people. So to speak with authority, you have to be in the place of authority, meaning you have to become the authority, have the state of mind of authority, being God. Just as Christ came and made himself one with God, so must we all make ourselves one with God, that we may do the same works as Christ, and greater, as he testified that we would do. For we are the greatest sons of the great Christ. You see it? So, this is the fullness within creation, that man must deify himself, as written in the Corpus Hermetica. And I want to share some prayers, so to say, and sayings from the Corpus Hermetica, from the Emerald Tablets, and from an author, Neville Goddard. Okay, so I want to share those with the eyes them. Just keeping the meditation going, keeping that fullness and that fruitfulness, the joy of salvation that I am, that you are, the joy of salvation. Yes, right. We are the only ones that give record of creation. And the only one that can give record of creation is he that made creation himself. You see it, my people. So, I want to read, this one is from Mr. Neville Goddard. You know, I find this very helpful in my process of ascension. It says, I am the formless consciousness of being, conceiving myself as man by my eternal law of being. I am bound to be and express all that I believe myself to be. I am the eternal nothingness that contains within my formless being the capacity to be all things. I am that in which all my concepts of myself live and move and have their being, and apart from which they are not. I dwell within every conception of myself. From this inwardness, I ever seek to transcend all conceptions of myself. By the very law of my being, I transcend the conceptions of myself only to the extent I believe myself to be that which I transcend. I am the law of being, and outside of me there is no law, for I am that I am. Yes, that I am from the beginning of time, before the foundations of the world were created and made. I am there. I am here. I am everywhere. Yes. I am my Father and carrieth my Son, the Word that created all things. You see it, my people. I have another one. This one here, I don't know the name of the person that coined it or quoted it, but it is also very helpful. It says, my mind is the center of divine operation. It is always for expansion and further expression. And this means the production of something beyond what have gone before. Something entirely new, not included in past events, though proceeding out of past events by an orderly sequence of growth. Therefore, since the divine cannot change its inherent nature, it must operate in the same manner in I. Consequently, in my special world of which I am the center, it will move forward to produce new conditions always in advance of any that came before. So what it's saying, it's showing you how the mind operates, how it works. For the mind is connected to the divine. You see, they are one. And the divine works in an orderly sequence of things starting from 1 and then coming into 2, 3, and 4, but it's always in a new way, in a different form. So it's showing you that your mind works in the same way. That when you have a thought, that carries a feeling, and you impress that feeling upon yourself, that the universe will express that said feeling to you. But what happens, it don't express it right away. It goes forward into what you would call the future. And then when that feeling is expressed to you again for you to experience it, it will be in a different way, a different condition. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, you had a situation today where you got in an argument with someone outside and they was driving or whatnot and cut you off or whatever. And you got in an argument with them and you came home and you sit down and you're thinking about it and you upset with yourself and you're dwelling in that thought, you know, and all those feelings are raging in you. And that is what you are suppressing upon your being. And what happens now, that suppression or that impression upon yourself is sent out in vibrations and waves out of you into the universe. And the universe will pick that up now and will create new situations with the same feeling or the same effect, that you will receive the same feeling of that which you're impressing upon yourself. So it's like you're telling the universe you want more of this feeling. The way you're impressing it, the universe is taking it as, oh, he loved this. She loved this. So let me send more of it because you all are dwelling upon it, dwelling upon it, dwelling upon it, when you should just let it go. It happened. Try and learn something from it. Learn how you could not make it happen again. And let go the feeling. Forgive the person, forgive yourself, and move on. And that now, that feeling will not carry on into the future to meet you again. You see it? Yeah. Now, this one is a quote by Albert Einstein. He says, "The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. They live in a world, they have created a society, which is, you know, the heads of states and whatnot. They have created a society that honors the servant and have forgotten the gift." So in other words, what he's saying, your intuitive mind, which is the 90% of your brain, is a gift to you, that by being able to develop it and use it will bring you gifts. Put it that way. But the rational mind, which is your five senses, your outer senses, they are your servants. So they are supposed to serve your intuitive mind, which is your 90%, which you will call Melchizedek. Yes, right? But they have created a society where they honor the five senses, which is the rational mind, and have forgotten the intuitive mind, which is the Christ, Melchizedek. You see it. Now, this one's here now will be from the Corpus Hermetica. I have two prayers in it. This one is, "I give praise and blessings to God the Father. Holy is God, the Father of all things. Holy is God whose will is performed and accomplished by his own power. Holy is God that determined it to be known and is known of his own. or those that are his. Holy is God, whom by his word have established all things. Holy is God, of whom all nature is the image. Holy is God, whom nature have not formed. Holy is God, who is strong within all power. Holy is God, who is greater than all excellency. Holy is God, who is better than all praise. Accept these reasonable sacrifice from a pure soul and an heart stretched unto thee. O thou unspeakable, thou unutterable, to be praised with silence. I beseech thee that I may never err from this knowledge of thee. Look mercifully upon I and enable I, and enlighten with this grace those that are in ignorance, the brothers of my kind, but thy sons. Therefore I believe thee, and bear witness, and go into the life and the light. Blessed art thou, O Father, thy man will be sanctified with thee. Thou hast given him all power. You see it. Now, this is another prayer. This one is the prayer of regeneration, the prayer of the renewing of the mind, so to say, the birthing of Christ within you. You see? It says that it must be propounded in word. So it says, be opened, O earth, and let all the treasures of the rain be opened. You trees, tremble not, for I will sing and praise the Lord of the creation, and the all and the one. Be opened, you heavens, ye winds, stand still, and let the immortal circle of God receive these words. For I will sing and praise him that created all things, that fixed the earth and hung up the heavens, and commanded the sweet waters to come out of the oceans, into all the world inhabited and not inhabited, to the use and nourishment of all things, or men, that commanded the fire to shine for very action, both to gods and men. Let us together give him blessings which rideth upon the heavens. The creator of all nature. This is he that is the eye of the mind, and will accept the praise of my power. Oh, all ye powers that are in I, praise the one and the all. Sing together with my will, all you powers that are in I. O holy knowledge, being enlightened by thee, I magnify the intelligible light and rejoice in the joy of the mind. All my powers sing praise with me, and thou, my countenance, sing praise. My righteousness by me, praise that which is righteous. By me, praise. Okay. O communion, which is in me, praise the all. By me, the truth sing praise to the truth. The good praise it the good. O life, O light, from us unto you comes the praise and thanksgiving. I give thanks to thee, O Father, the operation or act of my powers. I give thanks to thee, O God, the powers of my operations. By me, thy words sing praise to thee. Receive by me this reasonable sacrifice in words. The powers that are in me cry these things. They praise the all. They fulfill thy will. Thy will and counsel is from thee to thee. O all, receive a reasonable sacrifice from all things. O life, save all that is in us. O light, enlighten. O God, the Spirit, for man, for the mind. Okay, correction. I'll repeat that. O God, the Spirit, for the mind, guide it or feed it the word. O Spirit-bearing workman, thou art God. Thy men cried these things. Through by the fire, by the air, by the earth, by the water, by the spirit, by the creatures. From eternity I have found, bless and praise thee, and I have what I seek, for I rest in thy will. I send to God these reasonable sacrifices. O God, thou art the Father, thou art the Lord, thou art the mind. Accept these reasonable sacrifices which thou requirest of me, for all things are done as the mind will it. This one is from the Emerald Tablets. It says, Mighty Spirit of light that shines through the cosmos, draw my flame closer in harmony to thee. Lift up my fire from out of the darkness, magnet of fire that is one with the all. Lift up my soul, thou might and potent, child of the light, turn not away. Draw I in power to melt in thy furnace, one with all things and all things in one. Fire of the life strain and one with the brain. You see it. So, just some things for the eyes them to meditate on, you know. And as I said before, they are good books for the eyes them to read. The Emerald Tablets, the Corpus Hermetica, the Papyrus, Egyptian Book of the Dead. For the Bible is a compilation of all those teachings. For the Bible was taken from the ancient scrolls or the sacred scrolls. So the Bible in itself are the sacred scrolls. And he that has eyes to see will see. So I do give thanks for the eyes them joining in today, you know, in the awareness of how to speak with authority. One must be the authority. So one must become God. As Christ made himself one with God, so must we make ourselves one with God. And own to our thoughts, own to our words, and know that that which we think and speak out of our mouths is law in our creation, and we will experience it. It is law. Therefore, when we speak, we must repeat, it is done. Decide, And then we must learn to walk in the faithfulness of that statement. Until such time, I, Jasparks, I am your host. And this is I am Life and Light Productions. Do give your comments, likes, and subscribe. And share the video that the community may build a community of free thinkers that have exited the system of Babylon, the system of the devil, the beast. Holy I am.